Hey, what's going on, y'all? I know I haven't been around lately, but again, may I remind you about about my LIFE. But yeah, pretty much, this is gonna be like a little mini rant I have on the current game coming up, KOF 15. And for those who may not know, I love me some KOF. And pretty much it's about the leaks that currently went out about KOF 15, about one particular character and her story, and more or less how it's playing out, judged on what I saw about the leaks. I could be wrong now, but pretty much I just want to get like something off my back about it in this video and talk about it and whatnot. Uh, Never mind that my hair looks like I put it in a head size blender, and I kind of look like a black ass Count Olaf, and I may seem kind of like sloshed and whatnot, mostly because of So yeah, pardon it, but pretty much it's just going to be like a little mini rant we'll give out. The character, when we talk about her leaks and whatnot, the one character that I want to discuss about this little rant. Like this will be like my own little wasted potential. Copyrights reserved for the fourth snake about this character, pretty much. So yeah, uh, Kula is one of my favorite characters in KOF. I don't really have mains, but I guess you could say I definitely play a lot with her. I like to, diverse my the characters I play with. I play with Kula, I play with Terry. Like I don't like staying as a main because I don't want to be too comfortable in a fighting game. Like I want to be more rounded with everyone because the thing about if you only play with one particular character, you have a main. Eventually people's going to expose your disadvantages. Like if you ever played competitively with someone, someone's always going to expose the disadvantages of your main. So I like to change it up a bit. Play with different characters. Switch it around. I never want to be too comfortable in a fight game. You never want to be comfortable because when you are, someone is going to always make you feel uncomfortable. So that's why I never use mains. But Cool is one character I usually use a lot in KOF. And quite frankly, she's also, in my opinion, one of my favorite characters in the game, her story and everything. And KOF has always been really big on its story. And quite frankly, it's one of the few fighting games that, for the most part, after the Orochi saga, it kind of fell off a bit. Like it became a bit too convoluted. But overall, it's one of the few fighting games with an actual, solid story or a story that makes sense for the most part. Or, people actually did put their time and effort to actually making, a competent one as far as fighting games go. And Kula is one of my favorite characters, story wise, gameplay wise, period. And pretty much she's just adorable. But yeah, so on that, when Kula was introduced, if memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure that was KOF 2000, 2001. I know y'all gonna correct me in the comment section, and I'm open to it because I know I probably fucked up. It's probably 2000, 2001. Y'all can correct me. Pretty much when she was introduced, she was she was introduced as the anti-K. Like literally, her martial arts is anti-K. Although both of those characters, K and Kula, are obviously they're doing some sort of Jeet Kune Do, obviously. But yeah, yeah, she was the anti-K pretty much. He did fire, she did cryokinesis and whatnot, and pretty much oh shit, God, I'm shit face. And pretty much she was the anti-K. The Nest organization, more or less sent her out to go kill any traitors or anyone who's even trying to who's trying to more or less undo them, pretty much, clean her clock, pretty much. And although she was proven powerful, Kay was able to, of course, overwhelm her and defeat her. And later on that, she kind of almost went through like a short character arc, in the Nest saga, where she was trying to, find her purpose, like, find her reason in it. Now that no longer she, Diana. it was Kula, Diana, Foxy, and Candy, who was dead. Pretty much it was on self-discovery because, they broke off from Ness. And, they was, trying to find themselves and whatnot. Pretty much Kula, was also pretty much a victim of the same shit Kay probably went to. A child who was abducted and experimented on to do the bidding of the Ness cartel. And pretty much essentially she's an assassin. She was introduced as a cutthroat assassin who was given, prime directives of killing anyone that Ness deems a threat. And pretty much after it, she's always been part of Team K with Maxima and K throughout the game series. And pretty much where it comes from, pretty much the degradation, God, I gotta get my words right. The degradation of her character, where more or less she was flanderized, I would say, or she eventually became one note, was kind of at the start of KOF 13, in my opinion, where she just pretty much her own character trait was cute. Like, yeah, I don't mind cute. Cute is fine, but she was simply just the cute one. And, she was the cute one that just liked eating ice cream and candy. And that's simply what she was reduced to, despite being a mercenary and pretty much kind of actually having a really troubled past comparable to Kay. And pretty much that began to go on even to KOF 14. SNK Heroine pretty much, righted it home. And 14 also proceeded to do that. And now we get with 15. Based on the leaks, I could be wrong, we could be wrong. But from what I've read, what I heard of it, is that apparently she's part of the new Nest team, I would say. It's her, Angel, and K49. It's K49. Let's get over it. Harkonnen or Arakan or whatever his name is. It don't fucking matter. It's K49. It's a rose by any other fucking name. And pretty much, from what I've heard, her story was the new K team pretty much didn't want to hire her. They didn't want to take her in this time because, there was more that the mission that K's team is going to get with K, Maximum Whip is going to be way more dire, and she might not survive it despite being a mercenary with chronokinesis, and she's pretty much essentially been on the K team since like her inception, not her inception, but as far as the past games goes, and it just feels like there might be a mission too rough for her, like that contradicts the whole concept of her, the fact that she's a superpowered mercenary who pretty much kind of was also probably at the same fate as K and K49, and you see how they turn out, like they're pretty much kind of almost overpowered themselves. So that pretty much is one of the parts of the degradation of her character. And 15 is really starting to seem like there's more degradation of this character, and it seems like the writers of SNK is just narrowing her down to just a few traits opposed to a fleshed out personality and characterization. And the thing about writing, or me personally, traits should be part of a character and not what defines them. Traits is something they do. Kula is a mercenary with ice powers who's pretty much really overpowered and whatnot. And most of the part gets shit done for the most part. But she also happens to be really, childlike and likes eating candy and whatnot. Those are traits. Those are aspects of a character. But it's not particularly things that defined her. And I just felt like KOF recently, as terms as characterization goes, that's pretty much what Kula has just been reduced to. And with the new leaks that could be real or not, just further reinstates that concept. Like, from what I've heard of it, pretty much, the new Team K kicked her out, and pretty much she was trying to find something to do, like most kids. When, adults don't allow them to do shit, they usually go off to go fuck off somewhere, or at least I'll give them little shit something. But that's another story. My hatred for kids is another story. But pretty much she stumbles upon Angel, a character she's supposed to hate, but somehow she stumbles upon her and K49 at the same time. And pretty much, despite she's supposed to be hating these two because Angel literally was inches away from killing Foxy, but whatever. Despite her actually having a hatred for him, this is how the leak went, the story of the leak went. They convinced her to join based on the promise that they was going to give her ice cream. Like, you see where I'm getting from, why I made this rant, why my gears a little grinded. Like, I don't really care. It's a Chinese video game. I don't really care like that, but I'm not like angry, like, but it just really just shows the further degradation of the character that I see in Kula. And with this shoulda coulda story that's out with KOF pertaining to her, God, I got spititis today. But nah, seriously, pretty much this leak story just pretty much reaffirms that KOF kind of forgot the significance of this character and even the potential she could have in this team nest. Like, she might have heard that, pretty much I keep repeating myself, but pretty much, they promised her ice cream. So, it seems like they just narrow her down to just being cute and liking sweets a lot, which some I don't like because there's more to Kula, and she's pretty much a really tragic character with a lot of potential in terms of story. Like, instead of being bribed ice cream, if that's literally, like, the driving force of that character, based on what I've read these leaks, then that's really, really fucking lame. But, like, they could have, like, went, like, so many other routes, like, they say, hey, Kula, we know who you're, like, they could, like, you could say, like, they said, okay, I'm not going to say seduce, but more let's say they lured Kula with pretty much sweet nothings, with lies, like, hey, Kula, we know who you really are, or hey, Kula, we know who your mother is, or, it could be like shit like that, or Kula pretty much want to finish off what's left in Nest, and pretty much, they crossies, get her to join the, more or less, put them, give them a dirt nap, finish them once and for all. Like there's could have been so many other avenues this team Nest could explore than just them simply bribing her, because it just makes it seem like a sugar crazed idiot, and pretty much her being a sugar crazed idiot and pretty much being kawaii bait, which is something I don't really mind, but it essentially over time with her characterization, her story, it seemed like SNK made that the central, basis of the character, opposed to, everything else that's also really integral and part of that character. And quite frankly, based on these leaks, like, it just really represents that, this character has been flanderized. Then it really started in 13, and pretty much 15 reassures that if these leaks are true about this story about new Team Nest, or even she isn't part of it or anything, like, she might not even be, we all fucking know. It's a leak. Like, those things, like, have a 43%, accuracy to them, but I may be wrong. I mean, I did see Elizabeth, and quite frankly, this is literally one of her best designs so far. I mean, quite frankly, I did like where her titties was hanging out and shit. Like I ain't some horn dog shit, but like, it was nice. But again, it doesn't really fit her, modest, Richie personality. So I can see why they covered it up in 13. And considering there are a few girl characters in KOF that aren't really modest dressed, and pretty much it would make perfect sense that she would be. But I'm getting off topic. But I'm just glad that Elizabeth is back based on, the leaks I saw. And pretty much I just want to say that 15 fucked up her character. If these leaks are true, And it just only reinsures the fact that she, became flanderized by 13, and this pretty much makes it official. Yeah, I promise to be back, y'all, but I'm like, moving out for semester, breaking shit. I promise to be back. I'm sweating like shit. But yeah, just saying, yeah, SNK, you're fucking up this character. If these leaks are true, then SNK has officially fucked up this character, Flanderized her. And there could have been so many other opportunities they could have went with, opposed to just simply being bribed, because it just makes her seem like a retard. And there could have been so much more of a shit they could have done, if these leaks are true, that is. But yeah, that's just my piece on it, man. I promise to be back, y'all, like, because with my year overview of 2021, I got like a lot of shit to talk about. Like, this is one of the few times, I actually feel like I actually felt the college experience and shit. I like seen a lot of fuck shit. I've seen a lot of things. Like, more or less, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about when I come back. When this year's over. I mean, what's left of this year, that is. But yeah. So, subscribe, like, and all that and shit. And I guess you can't really dislike, because we're living in a really we're kind of slowly living in a really Big Brother or Orwellian, type world. And pretty much them moving the dislike ratio is going to be like the tip of this iceberg. So yeah, I guess you could just only like or something, man. Comment below, tell me what you want, and like and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the one that's watching, y'all.